Hi, thank you for coming to my book launch party. I am here to talk about a new graphic novel that is nonfiction, and it is called The Great Chicago Fire Rising from the Ashes. And this is part of History Comics, which is a new nonfiction history line launched by First Second publishers who make graphic novels, and they make really good ones. So I'm so happy to be part of this project. And I'm also excited about this specific subject because I live in Chicago. And so what the first thing I did when I started to write this, it's part of this. See, this is the science comics from First Second. So they have a whole line on brains, dogs. This is coral reefs. So they did I feel like it was a very successful effort to kind of get kids excited and reading about science. So the launch of History Comics is to get kids fired up about history. The first thing I did when I decided to research this project was head over to the Chicago History Museum and go into their reading room where you have to wear like the white gloves and flip through the papers and be very delicate with very old things. So I looked up, lots of letters and firsthand accounts from people who lived it. What I wanted to do was give this a sense that you are there as the reader and keep it exciting and dynamic without being frightening, but packed with information. So this is the kids get separated from their families and the puppy. And so we go through how the fire started. It was kind of a perfect storm. The illustrations are by Alex Groddens, and she did an amazing job. I think she helps lift the heaviness of all the facts that I packed in this story, and she helps it be digestible for kids. I think this is kind of to me, this is a great, exciting way to package historical facts so that maybe kids remember it. Here's a little bit about the theories blaming Mrs. O'Leary and the songs that were sung about her that made her name live on as she was scapegoated for taking the fall, being blamed for causing the fire. So because kids need hope, the first big chunk of the book is devoted to the fire, but the last section is the recovery. A couple decades after the 1871 fire, we have a transformed Chicago. The symbol of the city of Chicago is the phoenix rising from the flames, the ashes. And that's what Chicago did. We got the Chicago School of Architecture, the arrival of skyscrapers. So many things emerged in Chicago in those years after the fire as the city and all the residents moved forward. So it's kind of a beautiful thing for kids to see that out of disaster can come recovery. And sometimes in some situations we can be better for it. So the Columbian Exposition of 1893 was so exciting. And for me personally, it's where I take my walks in the morning. I'm here on the south side of Chicago. So this is a lot of history that I see every day. So this is, disaster and the history of the devastation of Chicago, but it's also rebirth and growth so that kids know that when we as a nation, we as a people hit hard times, we can also come through it. And look, we got the Ferris wheel. So there's a lot of fun things that I was able to put in this book. It was incredibly, incredibly exciting to research and write. To me, I don't have a lot of history in for myself in writing graphic novels. So I researched and read as much as I could, both fiction and nonfiction, and just really thought about how I wanted to present it. And I think that that's helped me in other aspects of my writing. I have another series of books, a 3-book series with Simon & Schuster called The League of Secret Heroes that has World War II superhero girls. And sections of that those books have graphic novel elements. So this has been really exciting to be able to work on the history with this book and work on my understanding of how to tell a story in a visual way, as opposed to the narrative that I usually write. So yay for graphic novels, yay for First Second and the books they make, and yay for History Comics for hopefully hooking kids to get more excited about learning about history. So that is my party. Thanks for coming. I wish I could serve cupcakes, but I am not at the bookstore, neither are you, but you can order this online from my local independent bookstore, which is 57th Street Books. And if you have any questions, please hit my website. I'm at katehannigan.com, and I will respond to your question or comments. And that's it. Thanks, you guys. Goodbye.